go home with traumas that will last my lifetime. Because we're not designed to be murdering and killing each other.
My name is Zishan. What's your name?
Zishan. My name is Raphael.
Raphael. Oh, I haven't heard that in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Raphael. Okay, interesting. I like that name. Maybe because I've got positive connotations when I was young with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and
yeah.
maybe that. I mean, who knows? And then afterwards, there's one of the Musketeers. He's not Raphael, is he?
No, he's not.
Okay, maybe one of the. Is it Saint Raphael?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Archangel Raphael. So he's mentioned in the book of Tobit, which is Catholicism, which goes back to 600 BC, where there's a story about Archangel Raphael and the demon Asmodeus.
Right.
So you aware of the demons?
I mean,
King Solomon?
King Solomon, we don't believe was a demon.
No. I never said he was a demon, but he had control of demons.
Yeah, he had. Let's.
Yeah.
Because we call them jinn, so I'm translating in my head as you're saying that.
Jinn are different.
Yeah.
Jinn are different.
So we believe King Suleiman, he had control over the jinn and over the live creation. Like he could understand the birds, he could understand the insects, but also the jinns. We also believe that the jinns are, shaitan, the devil. Yeah. So little devilings, shayateen. So they're like the bad jinns. So there's good jinns and bad jinns.
There's bad.
Exactly.
Depending on how people work with them. But that's essentially, these are the demons that he used to work with, that he used to procure and work with all of these. And there's, how many wives do you procure when you get to heaven?
Procure, meaning how many wives would I get?
Yeah.
I guess it depends when I get there.
The less. What's the least amount of wives you get?
To be honest, however many I can kind of handle, you know what I mean?
Oh really? That's what I was told. Here.
If I can handle many, I'll take many.
Yeah.
If I can't, then I don't know.
How is it?
How is it like
in the Quran? What's stated?
There's no authentic narration of a specific amount. I mean, people throw a number about.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no like.
What about the amount of slaves too? I thought it was something like 80,000 slaves and 72 wives.
Yeah, so
that's the amount of demons that Solomon had.
So when it comes to like the exact number, I haven't come across a single authentic narration. But when it comes to what is going to be present in paradise for us, yeah, but I haven't heard that number. It's interesting. You've come across it, yeah?
The dark forces here are using religion to basically control, delude, and separate the masses.
Oh, for sure.
Which is exactly what's happening.
For sure.
So you don't think if we
mean, Raphael, look at the fact that you ask somebody, an average Joe on the street.
Yeah.
If you have a camera, point a camera at them and you ask them, what's a man?
Yeah.
What's a woman?
Yeah, well,
that person will be afraid for their job to tell you what a man or a woman is.
Oh no, that's easy.
Do you see?
That's easy.
It is to us.
Oh yeah.
Because we have moral anchorage.
Yeah.
But to somebody that doesn't have moral anchorage would struggle with that.
Yeah.
And they would say, it's up to the person. It's up to do what thou wilt.
No, that's
but that's the problem.
Yeah, that's one of their sayings, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's why they do what they do. They think they can get away with
So
it.
Raphael, what's your understanding and what's your stance on the Prophet Muhammad?
So he is a prophet, and that's about as much as I'll claim right now because I don't want to offend anybody.
You know what? With me, be frank with me. Reason being, reason being.
I don't want to because it's too many cameras, there's too many people.
No, because look,
I've been persecuted my whole life.
What you do, just cover
whole life.
and just be honest. Reason being, I'm flexible in the sense that obviously not somebody just.
Because of the things that I know.
Yeah.
There's certain groups, certain families, sectors of society that.
I can try to possibly respond to them, or do you see?
They're like they've been. So I need to be careful, but. So what? Yeah, that is what it's. But it's that he's a prophet.
But you deem him to be a prophet.
A prophet.
Do you believe that he received revelation?
I believe he received some revelation, yes.
Some revelation,
yes.
Okay, fantastic. Are you aware of some of the prophecies that he made, even pertaining to the end of times?
Yes, but I'm not,
Okay, fantastic.
Again, this kind of information can be procured by any of the black magicians or the very high-ranking Freemasons that who've had this information for years and years. So it's not like.
Let me know what you think about this one.
Yeah, well then.
So this is in I think chapter 111 of the Quran. It's towards the end. We
like 111 because this is angel numbers. This is how angels tend to originally communicate with people of religious sort of.
So you follow numerology as well, yeah?
It's not so much numerology. So much. I associate these numbers personally with beings I work with.
Okay.
So, but do you ever see like number sequences at all? Like,
I think, you know what? It's like, you know, when you go to buy a black BMW, suddenly you start noticing a lot of black BMWs.
No, I'm thinking more along the lines of like 3 nights in a row you're waking up at 4:44, and you're like waking up and you're like, oh.
No, I haven't seen too much of that. No.
Okay, well you might do. In fact, I know you will do. So
okay.
Look out for that in the future.
Okay, fantastic.
For sure.
Okay, well now that you've put it in my front of my consciousness,
yeah, but
because I know a bit about code reading as well.
Yeah, I know. Of course. Obviously, your peripherals is going to potentially pick up certain numbers now. But these things are going to be outside of what you deem looking outside. Like, yeah.
So here's one.
Yeah.
Chapter 111 of the Quran.
Okay.
There was a prophecy made that Abu Lahab, one of the uncles of the Prophet, would not accept Islam. Now, naturally, if a person, he was hell-bent on disproving the Prophet, on disproving Islam, so all he had to do, Raphael, was just to stand up and say, what? The Quran says, I'm not going to accept Islam? Hear ye, I accept Islam. That would not only disprove the Quran, it would disprove the Prophet, and that would cause major issues. However, the author of the Quran knew that number one, he would never accept Islam, and number two, in the conquest of Makkah, most people accepted Islam anyway. He didn't survive till then. So the author of the Quran also knew that he would not survive till the conquest of Makkah. So this is something that's off the cuff, prophecy that's in the Quran. We know a historical figure called Abu Lahab existed. We can verify that because the Quran is 1400 years ago. We have manuscripts as well, Topkapi and University of Birmingham, etc., etc. So when it comes to that, we can verify that. And then if you say, you know, what would you say about that, just before I move on?
I'd say it's just not important to me. I'd say that I know people that have prophesied things themselves in this time and age, which, you know, like me, I've just prophesied that in the future you will see number sequences and that will be related to angels, and then you go on to receive greater things from them and go on to do greater things.
Out of interest, what was the number that you said specifically that I would be seeing?
I don't know, but it could be anything from 1111 to 2222 to 4444 to 000 to 1234.
So here's now the difference with the prophecy of Abu Lahab. It's two very specific things.
Yeah.
Number one, identifying the individual. Of course not.
I'm a man of God, for sure.
Yeah, of course, we both are. When it comes to Abu Lahab, he was an individual, very specific. Him not accepting Islam, again, religion being very specific and the negation of that being very specific. So when it comes to black magicians, which is a very interesting thing, and I see that you're being respectful here, and I appreciate that. But I can see what you're implicitly saying, so I'll respond to that as well, hopefully.
So I have my own personal experience as well.
Fantastic.
Yesterday before I went to Bournemouth Islamic Centre and Mosque.
Nice.
And I prayed with the guys there, and you know, I have my own way of praying. I have my own way of connecting to the angels and going on my, you know, doing my missionary
that's fantastic.
work. But the way that I was sent there essentially to cement my own experience that it's not for me. It was cold. The men were cold. The energy was cold. All the men there were ill too. So coughing, broken. I don't know. Maybe they got jabbed up or something. Who knows?
Unfortunately, a lot of people. So I'm just in the middle of a combo, Habibi. Yeah. After the combo. Yeah. Okay. All right, bro. Inshallah. Nice to meet you, brother. So at the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, of course there were black magicians there as well, people who claimed that they could tell the future. However, no one came with a prophecy similar to that of the Prophet, and no one even came with something similar as well. So the claim of another black magician could do it, it's very interesting. However, if that was the case, we would be seeing parallels with the Prophet, peace be upon him, and also people that wanted to bring him down as well. For example, in the Quran, this prophecy is there as well. It's in chapter 30, verse 2. Yeah, 30, verse 2, if I'm not mistaken. So the Romans were losing very badly to the Persians. Yeah, like really badly. They lost Constantinople, Egypt. You know, Heraclius was literally brought to his knees. At that time, Raphael, Prophet, peace be upon him, prophesied between 6 to 9 years, the Romans will actually beat the Persians. Now here's what's interesting. Now one thing that you probably have read about Nostradamus and the I Ching, and
could these not be prophecies that they wanted to enact themselves if they were like magicians or Freemasons using religions and religiosity to control the masses?
Not necessarily, because I'll tell you why. Because
that's my part of my belief.
So okay, let me just understand this.
So irrespective of the intricacies of the book, I'm not really interested. To be honest, I'm not interested. We can do the same with all of the texts. And I've been there. I've read the Tanakh, the Old Testament, same thing. But I've been there, done it. I've looked into religion. I've been there a long time. I'm up here for very specific reasons.
But that's very interesting, because with this prophecy, because I've read the prophecies as well.
Yeah.
And the only reason, because I know I've got you off the cuff, I didn't want to obviously take too much of your time, but the reason why I quoted this was it ticked a lot of boxes, and I'll tell you why and what makes it unique. I haven't seen a prophecy like this in the Old Testament, the New Testament, or the Vedas, and the reason what makes it special is, number one, it's time specific. 6 to 9 years, it's time specific. Yeah. Number two, it's not generic. It's about a specific group of people at a specific group at a specific time. And also, Raphael, what happens is, should we just move there? Yeah. Let's just move down here. Yeah, sorry. So, the religious to do secular thing prophecy was a Christian by the name of Theophanes, and this is a book, it's a primary source called the Chronicles of Theophanes, that you can verify that this did indeed take place. That's why I quoted this to you, because you seem somebody that's learned, so I wanted to give you something that ticked different boxes in terms of time, in terms of holy book, in terms of the prophet saying it, and in terms of somebody not in the religion saying it, and it ticks that historicity thing as well. But it's interesting that you said you've come across these in, say, like the Old Testament as well.
I believe that Islam is so far the best religion on earth, but I think there is a better way, 100%.
Interesting. Let me know the things that you think can be improved.
So I think, well, I'll start with the greatest thing about Islam is its clear-cut definition of God being one, and that's that. Other than that, I think it's got a lot of issues personally. Obviously, my involvement within sort of people who've suffered and endured sexual abuse, I'm quite sensitive to young people, sex in itself, sexual acts, and stuff like that. So I obviously have quite a lot of opinions on how sex with young people can psychologically affect them, even if it is in a loving manner. I've been people who've been horrifically abused, so much so that it's taken years and years and years of them to overcome their abuse. So I'm well aware of how these things are, and I'm aware of how those here use people and sexual energy and children, because of the purity, to take that energy, to harness it within the ley lines, to spread it out throughout the consciousness, and that's why we're in this dark, deep, fear-degraded consciousness, which is why the planet's in this.
You know what was interesting about what you said? You said you went to the Assalamu alaikum. You said you went to the mosque. Yeah. So I just want to kind of unpack that experience, because that links to like a few other things that you've said, because it's fascinating.
And I have been everywhere. I've been to Egypt. I've been to Mount Sinai. I've been to Florida. I've been Vatican. So I've been to.
How was the energy in the Vatican?
Horrible, absolutely disgusting, as you can probably imagine. So yeah, horrific.
So when it comes to the mosque, you said you saw old people there.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying the mosque was horrific or anything like that. But look, sensitive to energy.
Yeah.
People.
Look.
So.
Don't worry. Look, with me, you can be open, as you can probably tell from our conversation. I'm not going to take anything personally. I got a very thick skin, yeah, I've been through it, so I can tell when somebody genuinely has a question, because the Prophet, peace be upon him, said asking good questions is half of one's religion. And even in the Quran it says, if you don't know, ask the people that do know. So we're encouraged to ask, and if you don't ask questions, no matter how volatile they may seem, you're not going to know the answer, frankly. And if you are personally involved with people that have been abused, frankly, I believe you have a right, and it is a duty of certain people to answer those questions. whether they satisfy you or not. I understand.
I don't want to pressure these subjects. Not now anyway. Maybe next week or the week after, but not today.
Yeah. But there are certain things that you've said that I respect. You know what? I think should we kind of move at this angle because they're just gonna. Yeah. Let's just come here. Because I think it's that winter wonderland thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Just do it from here, bro. Just do it from here. Yeah. So when it comes to the mosque, so here's how I see it. When a person goes to the mosque, a person is in need of positive energy. Like typically speaking, a person's energy when they are in a world that's pulling you towards materialism, individualism, and like you said, this sick energies, especially the amount of money that's pumped into all of this stuff. The mosque is like a sanctuary.
You
go there. Yeah, you go there with that energy, and the fantastic thing is what you said about old people is I find it amazing how an older person can, number one, go to a mosque, feel that they can go to a mosque, feel that there is a connection in the mosque, as opposed to, unfortunately and sadly, there is becoming a disjunct in society where people are literally just flinging them into old people's homes.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the thing. I think that's exactly what we should be
doing.
So here's the older generations looking after themselves within society, not just putting them in homes. I mean, I think that's disgusting. I've seen it in my own family, and it's hurtful.
So here's what's interesting, Raphael, that if you stayed there, maybe if you get a chance next time, the old people and the involvement in, say, the Ramadan time where they're helping people come in, give food, they feel involved. Maybe because their son or daughter's at work or nobody's at home or, they're ill or whatnot, they still feel a sense of connection, even outside of the home. And so that's, I guess, what I would say. And the negative energy could be, and I would say is probably the reason they're there in the first place. Okay. Because if the energy was really solid, they probably wouldn't.
One thing that happened in there, a gentleman recited some prayers and Quran. That affected me. But other than that affected my body.
So here's the thing, Raphael. Here's what I would say. That I know you're not doing this, but because we have cameras here, I speak in principles.
Yeah.
So the general principle is, don't judge the religion by the adherents.
No, I don't.
Of course you don't, because I know you're smarter than that. But I'm just saying it like a principle. Of course not.
If anything, I'm here to bolster it and then find common ground between everybody here and then see what we can do.
Of course. So here's the thing, that when it comes to Muslims, just imagine them, they have accepted, they've been handed a map. And in the map, they're told, go straight, go right, go left, there's a roundabout. Some people will be slow to respond to that map. Some people are on that map, but they're taking a break. Some people have veered off the path. They have the map. So them coming to the mosque, sometimes what happens is you might come across a person who's just veered into the mosque because they're there seeking sanctuary. That's not a reflection of the religion, as obviously I'm sure you understand, but it's them seeking sanctuary in a place in which, of course, is known as the house, metaphorically, of course, the house of God. But here's the interesting thing. You were talking about the... unpack this for me. Or you can just make another point about the mosque. I'll be happy to kind of hear what you have to say. But when it comes to abuse and stuff like that, tell me more about that. Like, what were you saying? Like, have you seen it in religious figures that have been involved in abuse? Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I have. Obviously, even a lot of the main... Look here, let me show you something which should show you something that's... I think it's... Again, you yourself should be able to have a degree of understanding of what it means without me explaining too much in detail if I can. There, here we go. Okay. Okay, so we all know that within the main things, they're there. So yes, essentially, I'm aware of it, I've seen it, and then I was introduced to a group of women who've also been involved in it, and through the work of God's energy, God's powers, God's healings, able to, and through His angels, to heal them.
That picture, you showed me that picture. Is it okay if I mention that?
Oh yeah, you can
Okay,
if you like.
okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So the image, for the viewers that have seen it, the image was of a Masonic symbol that has a few religious symbols on there, like the cross, the crescent, and a few other religious symbols, which certain people have kind of made it seem...
What lodge was it for?
It was the Grand Lodge, wasn't it?
Grand Lodge of...
Israel.
Israel.
Yeah,
Okay.
Grand Lodge.
Do you know who the Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of England is?
I don't know.
Duke of Kent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So do you know who's the overseeing lodge of all of the lodges in all of the world?
No.
The United Grand Lodge of England, which is actually Norway. So...
It's appalling.
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and you,
So here's, I just wanted to make one point.
Where are you? Sorry, where are you from? Where's your?
Pakistan.
India. So yeah. So
yeah,
when
Hindustan.
Went over there, did you see? So when they went over there, they superimposed on a lot of the main buildings and a lot of the guys they took over there, their elites and family members, and then they created a massive Star of David. Boom, 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 with all of the. If you look at topography Google, it's the same here. Mm-hmm. So there's that.
You could just leave it down there if you want.
So in here in the UK, you got. So you're aware of. So actually, while I'm looking at this, how do you feel about the royal family? And do you feel that they rule by divine right?
No.
Oh, okay. Say no more. And also, so greeting as well. Do you know how Muhammad and in his community is it Ummah?
The Ummah, yeah.
The Ummah. Do you know how he used to greet his brothers?
The Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah, his greeting, how he used to, and they still do it today in the West Bank.
Assalamu alaikum.
No, physical greeting.
It was just a handshake.
No.
Some say two, some say
You read
one.
Karen Armstrong's books, don't you?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
It's in there.
What she mentioned?
Well, it's a picture as well.
Okay.
How they greet. So they held hands and then they kiss each other's hands.
Okay.
So...
Because the thing with Karen Armstrong is she pays heavy influence on historical documents. We as Muslims, we have testimony.
Yeah, so this was when she visited the West Bank and she took a picture of them in recent times and that's how they greet and she claimed that that's how Muhammad...
Yeah. So with us, we deem that the hadith literature is more stronger than, say, the historical literature. We don't believe that that's how the Prophet, peace be upon him, greeted. But it's interesting to know, though. But another thing...
And you know that after hugging for 20 seconds releases oxytocin?
It does, yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really glad with that. Right.
So before you move on, because you're like an ocean, and I think we're riffing off each other really well. For the audience that are like, he made a point about the Grand Lodge, and he just the crescent on the Grand Lodge. As Muslims, we don't have a symbol in Islam. And even like the face of the Prophet, peace be upon him, we're not allowed to depict the Prophet. We don't have the moon and the star is something that came from the time of the Ottomans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Here we go. So I guess what I was saying with that was certain people that may have been higher up have been inducted into a specific Freemason lodge, and then unfortunately and sadly they believe that we'll take our beliefs there, we'll do this. But I mean, you don't need to supplement your beliefs with anything else, especially like you said, something as demonic as that.
Yeah.
Because the belief contradicts that. Yeah.
So this is my own personal work that I did over a decade ago. So this is Kensington Palace where we're at now. So you've got an upside down pentagram Kensington Palace. We're up over here somewhere. Here you've got Regent's Park, distorted pentagram. So there's 7 royal parks here. Okay, right. London Zoo. So Pyramid. This is an eye there, which is a pond that illuminates at night. I'm sure you're aware of the triangle in the eye.
Yes.
Okay. Here we have Buckingham Palace again. Triangle. Yeah. Okay, here we are, Hampton Court Palace.
That's probably the clearest one,
Yeah, so that's the clearest one. Now the next one is what we've got is the last. Now this is what I call, probably for you guys, what it's homage to Satan. So let's just go through them quickly. So there's 7 parts, pentagram, eye, and then that's the largest royal park, which is Richmond Park, which if I can get it, that.
That's Richmond Park. Wow.
That's not what you think it is. I know what it is because I do all of these. And also I channel poetry for the archangels as well, so, which is on my page.
Through meditation, yeah?
Yeah, through meditation. This is me, this is all of my work here. So I even talk about dragons. This here. I mean, this is stuff that's got to be way beyond your sort of current consciousness or level of understanding, to be honest. But that's specifically where I speak about the beings here. And again, this goes back to 2013.
Was it the Arcturians? You believe there was civilization that came before, yeah?
No, that's not what they
are both of these ours, yeah?
No, this one is Jabby's.
Okay.
So as you can see from like the topography view of the royal parks, they got it honed in, and they got it through the whole world, all through civilizations, all through. So they got it all tied down as far as I'm concerned, and I do believe that they are using religions as a control mechanism. Because when I pray, I don't pray like you guys. I do it completely different. And I can give you like 10 or different techniques that far exceed, your idea of praying. Which, as you know science, surely.
Yeah.
Okay. So dimethyltryptamine, the spirit molecule.
Say that again?
Dimethyltryptamine.
Okay.
You know what that is, yeah?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, it's
so
a chemical.
So dimethyltryptamine is DMT. It's produced within the lungs. And it goes to the pineal gland, which is the third eye. So it's just why, you have a lot of people do a lot of breathing techniques, because then that's the spirit molecule builds up in their body, and that's when they're able to have out-of-body experiences, speak to the spirit guides, astral travel, and so on. And these are techniques that I don't just use myself. One of the main